She immigrated from Panama, came over, had to learn the language, the culture, and only job she had growing up for me was like working as a bilingual rep, doing like stuff like that. But then she got
Yeah.
into sales, and now she's a loan officer at a bank, and she's just killing it. So you kind of just remind me of her, just like your journey with motherhood and raising the kids, and like even the divorce that you even shared that you went through. Like my mom went through that, and it was just me and her and my brother, and like I don't know, it's such an inspiration, and I feel just honored to be able to talk to you one on one.
Thank you so much, Jeffrey. We have been already recording. So, welcome back to your Bestie in Freight podcast. I am Lida Hakopian. Here we keep it real, raw, as you can see, and all about freight, logistics, and business behind it. No fluff, just facts and stories that move the industry forward. So, today I have a very special episode as we are recording this after Memorial Day week, a time to honor and remember those who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our country. And today's guest is someone who knows service and leadership firsthand. Today I have got a powerhouse guest for you, Jeffrey Price. He's an Army veteran, seven-figure entrepreneur, founder of Clan Logistics Solution, co-founder of Caliro Apps, leadership coach, and author of two incredible books on leadership and purpose. Jeffrey brings over a decade of logistics, business, and leadership experience, and he's on a mission to help leaders build, lead, and last with faith, strategy, and joy. We have got a lot to cover from military life to freight, leadership tech, and more. So grab your favorite drink and let's get into it. Jeffrey, welcome to the show, and I'm so happy to have you here.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here and excited to have this conversation with you.
Thank you, Jeffrey. First of all, thank you for your service. Since we are recording this after Memorial Day week, I would love to start here. What does Memorial Day personally mean to you as a veteran?
That's a great question and a great question to start with. So, kind of what I had discussed with you prior to us going live, my family immigrated from Panama to the United States, and my grandfather met my grandmother while he was doing jungle training in Panama, preparation to go to Vietnam. So for us as a family, it's part of our legacy to give back because if it wasn't for him loving my grandmother, accepting her previous children from previous marriages, which included my mom, to bring all of them to the United States, I wouldn't even be here. We wouldn't even be having this conversation if it wasn't for my grandmother accepting her previous children from previous marriages, which included my mom, to bring all of them to the United States. So Memorial Day for me is a celebration of family, loyalty, legacy, and
We are having a little bit technical difficulty. Hopefully, Jeffrey will come back very soon. And please wait, guys. Yes, we have Jeffrey back. Sorry, Jeffrey, we lost you a little bit. Uh, can you please start again about the stories that you immigrated to Panama from Panama?
Oh wow, sorry about that. I was just sitting here flowing. Long story short, my grandfather met my grandmother while he was in the military and went to Panama in preparation for jungle training to go to Vietnam. So Memorial Day for me is an opportunity just to remember his legacy and the impact he made on my family by willing to accept my grandmother, the previous children that she had from another marriage, which included my mom, and just bring us all over to the United States. So unfortunately, he passed away in 2011. I joined the Army in 2012, but I know he's in heaven smiling down and proud of all the accomplishments that I've made for our family.
Yes, that's amazing. So you have an incredible military career, scoring 100 on every Army Transportation School exam. Can you share what skills or mindset from your military experience you now apply every day in your logistics business?
Absolutely. So I would say the number one thing that I learned from the military that transfers over to the side of being an entrepreneur, especially in freight, is perseverance and endurance. In the military, they teach us no pain, no gain. And it's very similar being in entrepreneurship and running a freight brokerage that I started from the ground up. I can't tell you the thousands of no's I get from just reaching out to people. And I believe if I didn't have that military quality of wanting to push through and not being pain adverse, that I would have quit a long time ago. But the military really weeds us out that there are no quitters and that we look at every opportunity or every season of pain as an opportunity for growth.
Yes, that's true. Plan Logistics Solution, right, has grown into a seven-figure freight brokerage. What inspired you to start this company, and what was your biggest challenges transitioning from military service to entrepreneurship?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Well, what happened was back in 2020, I had just gotten out of the military, and when I was in the military, my job was doing transportation logistics. So what I was responsible for were the containers that the military moves all across the United States and abroad, doing drayage and intermodal transportation. That's what I did in the military. So when I got out, I got a job at Honda doing the exact same thing, global supply chain. And I was like, man, I really wanted to do this for myself. Coming from a family of immigrants, we always had that hustle side in us, that desire to kind of want to start our own business, things of that nature that a lot of people who immigrate just have to do because it's very hard to get a traditional job. And what I found is that I started my business just when I was working at Honda and I just saw the need, right? It was during COVID. So I just saw how freight was moving, the transportation at that time for transportation. So we were paying astronomical prices to move freight to keep our plants and facilities going during that time. So long story short, in 2020, I had like an aha moment or a come to Jesus moment where I make furloughed everybody in North America, in the United States at Honda, but they kept me. And I was like, you know what? If this multi-billion-dollar company trusts me with this level of responsibility, I should really, really consider stepping out on faith and start my own business. So I started the company in July of 2020, ended up leaving my job in May of 2021, and I've been a full-blown entrepreneur running the freight brokerage ever since.
Wow, that's amazing. That's where I also started, May 2021. This year, it was my 4-year anniversary as a freight brokerage agency owner. That's amazing. Uh,
Yes.
Jeffrey, logistics, as we know, is such a fast-paced, high-pressure industry. How do you apply your leadership philosophy when leading your team at Plan Logistics?
One of my things that I try to teach my team is just an engagement. And I like to say, if you meet people where they are, they'll follow where you go. So in logistics, I try to meet people exactly where they are, whether it's on the carrier side, going to meet carriers where they are, and on the logistics side, going to meet shippers in person. You know, I follow you a lot, and I know that's one of the things that you do is going to shippers in person. And in a time of AI and virtual things, sometimes just a warm handshake and engaging someone in person is all you need for a door to open because it's such a rarity in the times that we live in for people to actually engage face to face. So I would say engagement is the number one thing that I've been pushing on my team to separate and differentiate us in the market today.
Yeah, that's amazing. Jeffrey, I love that you also mentor emerging leaders through Kingdom Coaching Service. I always see the videos and pictures. What are some common leadership challenges you see today's entrepreneurs and small business owners face and the students?
Yeah, I would say one of the things that are hard to do right now is just keeping top talent. Right now, you know, people are moving from jobs, bouncing around. They're always looking for the opportunity. They, they a lot of times it seems like the grass is greener on the other side. So what I like to teach entrepreneurs to do is water your own grass, cultivate your own soil, invest into your own people so that they can nourish where they're planted and then they can grow with you. And then they won't be so looking at fleeting opportunities if you're investing and pouring into them.
Yes. You also coach students, which I also did few weeks ago for middle school students, answering their questions about logistics and what opportunities we have. So, what is your favorite, coaching students or more advanced entrepreneurs?
You know, that's a hard question to answer. It's like I like to consider myself a visionary. So investing into the youth, I'm really investing into the future of our industry. And I also like helping people who are established just so they have better direction. But I would say for the season I am in life that I love helping the students. It's something inspiring to when I walk into a high school and I show them the receipts. You know, Generation Z and Generation Alpha, they want to see receipts. They want to see proof. They want real, authentic relationships. So when I'm showing them, you know, I showed them my tax return that I made 7 figures last year and the profit margins, and I showed them like I'm a regular person. If I can do it, you can do it too. They immediately felt inspired. And oftentimes, these kids, they just need tangible people to reach their dreams. Because if they can just see it for themselves and they can envision themselves doing it through you, then it inspires them to do it for themselves.
Yes, I agree. Also, you have a book, The In and Out of Logistics. What is it about?
Hey, leader, are you still there? Can you check this camera? I think it froze up. Still there? Am I still there? Is it me or is it her? Where's she at? Um, am I kicked out the thing or what? Hmm. Maybe you have to stay. Okay, so can you hang out in here? Yeah.